Hey y'all, Zach McDonald, your real estate agent here with Real Property Associates, and this is an offer review for a couple offers that I've done recently, and this is actually for one client. Last week we made 3 different offers, and the bummer is my client lost all 3 offers. And what I want to do in this video is share with you why and what maybe he could do differently or what you could do differently as a buyer to ensure success in your offer making. So the quick story, this client is purchasing a home from California. So he's moving here from California up to do grad school. And we toured a few houses in person initially when he came up. And then what we've been doing is we've actually been looking at homes on FaceTime. And sometimes he comes up to look at them. And then other times we've made offers based on inspection reports and the FaceTime videos and moved in that direction. So last week we made 3 different offers. The first offer we made was on a condo in Capitol Hill. The asking price was about $500. It was a little less than that. And what happened is he made a very solid offer. It was contingent on financing and also was willing to escalate about 10% over the asking price. So actually on this one he went 5% over, which ended up getting blown out of the water. We actually were last place in this particular situation, but it's what he wanted to offer on this particular house. That's what it was worth to him. And really why he didn't do more is because he was hoping to offer on another property the next day. But in this market, sometimes it's hard to be too picky. So he didn't want to be super picky. So we started with the one, didn't get it, really wasn't bummed about it. And then we went for the one that he wanted. And there ended up being, I think it was 5 offers if I remember correctly. And we ended up being last place on this one. And again, we did everything as far as the contract goes. He waived every contingency. He released earnest money to the seller even ahead of closing. The kicker was the price. And in this case, he went about 5% over again, over the asking price. And at this price point was a little higher, about $575. And the house sold for well over $600. There were actually all the other offers were over $600. So 2 in a row, we were good terms, but price, somebody was willing to offer more. And this is a conversation I have with clients. This is the education piece. Ultimately, you're making the offer and you have to be comfortable with your price. And that means you have to determine your walkaway point. What is that walkaway point where you're going to be happy you got it, but also happy if you didn't get it? So in these 2 cases, both of them, he was okay. People were willing to pay more than he wanted to for them, and that's just fine. Now, this last one was a little bit of a bummer, and this is one where it came on the market, and we went and looked at it on FaceTime, and he really liked it. So as I followed up with the agent, I found out, oh, there's another offer, and we're going to be reviewing offers tomorrow. So they didn't have an offer review date, and then they set one for the next day. And we scrambled to go back and look at it again and get our offer in. We got second place on this one, and this was a bummer. And there were 9 offers. There started with 1 the day before, and then ended up getting 9 offers. So in 24 hours, I got 8 more offers on this place by just setting the offer review date. And in this case, my client did everything again. His terms were great. He did include an appraisal contingency on this one just because he was paying so much over the asking price. And that ended up being a negative, right? That helped him. That was a negative. And the other person waived everything completely and was willing to take on any kind of a low appraisal. No contingencies except for it was a condo, so they kept their resale review period. There was no resale certificate available. But what happened is somebody else was willing to offer a little bit more than he was, and that was really the biggest factor. He was going about 13% over the asking price of $475, and somebody else was willing to offer over 15% above the asking price. So we talked about it up front that somebody else might come in a little bit higher, and it does happen in these multiple offer situations. The median area is somewhere between 7 to 10% is where they end up, but that just means that some are less and some are more, and in this case, the number was actually more. 15% isn't uncommon above the asking price. And I think that's going to be our biggest conversation going forward is, what where's the property that you're willing to go for? Some of them you're not going to want to go for. And some of them aren't going to be worth 15, 20% over the asking price to you, but it might be for somebody else. So the trick is finding that property for you that is worth more than it is for somebody else. And even in my own case, making offers, now granted that was more than a year ago now that I was in the same situation, but there were properties that I didn't get that I was really close on, but I didn't get. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't get them, and that's because I picked, for me and my family, these houses were worth a certain amount, and for some people they were worth more, and so those are the people that got them. So as a buyer, you got to just stick to your guns, and it can be discouraging, and my client in this situation was pretty bummed that he didn't get this condo. So the advice is pick a number where you're going to be glad you didn't get it, right? But also be aggressive. You know, if you do find a place that you really like, you're going to have to go all in. You're going to have to put all your chips on the table, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that property that for you, you're willing to put all your chips on the table. And more often than not, when you put all your chips on the table, you're the one that walks away as the winner. So I hope this is valuable for somebody today. A little long-winded. It does cover 3 offers, but I think there's some golden nuggets in here that will be helpful for you. So thanks for watching. I'll have another one of these here soon, I'm sure, and hopefully for this client, it is a winner. Talk to you soon.